After the considerable amount of success that Remedy Entertainment received after the release of Max Payne in 2001, it wouldn't take a genius to assume that they'd make a sequel. Fast forward a few years to 2003, and you've got Max Payne 2: The Fall of Max Payne. Developed by Remedy Entertainment and published by Rockstar Games, we receive yet another look into the dark, twisted world of Max Payne. Similar to the first game, Max can't catch a damn break. His life truly is the definition of misery. The game starts off with Max investigating a series of murders by a group of contract killers known only as the Cleaners.
Enough chit-chat. Finish her!
Whilst investigating, he bumps into Mona Sachs, who is back to reprise her role from the first game. The only piss-off, however, is we aren't given any reason as to why she's there. She just kinda shows up. We are told, however, that she is the prime suspect in the murder of a US senator. Moral of the story is that Max and Mona team up, and eventually their friendship flourishes into a twisted romance of sorts. But, of course, it wouldn't be a Max Payne game if everything didn't go to shit. Now, Mona Sachs is not the only character returning from the first game. We also have Lieutenant Jim Bravura, Alfred Woden, and Vladimir Lem and Vinny Gognitti. We're also introduced to some new characters such as Detective Winterson, a fellow detective who works alongside Max in solving the Cleaners case. The story is quite a bit weaker in the second game, however. In the first, I truly wanted to take out Nicole Thorne and the Acer Corporation, whereas in the second game, you're not really given much of a reason as to why you should care about defeating the main antagonist, other than a semi-plot twist moment near the end of the game, that I won't spoil, of course. The biggest reason I think this is mainly the fact that I wasn't happy with who ends up becoming the main antagonist in the game. You kinda see it coming from the beginning, however, that doesn't change the fact that the whole thing feels pretty underwhelming.
We need to talk.
Bring me a towel, will you?
The setting of Max Payne 2 takes place over a variety of locations similar to the first game. New York City is back to reprise its role as the main city, however, unlike the first game, the city is now in the midst of a heavy rainstorm rather than a snowstorm, which in my opinion works very well with the noir-esque story the game is telling. However, snow worked well too, so what do I know? There are some familiar locations, however, reminiscent of the first game, such as the slum neighborhoods of New York City, the General Hospital, and the Woden Mansion. Now, gameplay-wise, you can expect more of the same with some slight tweaks. The game continues the third-person shooter format that the first game pulled off so well. Max is as agile as ever and has a variety of moves in his arsenal, such as the infamous shoot dodge and forward roll. There are a few tweaks to combat mechanics in the game, however. For one, Max now does this 360 spin animation when he reloads, which isn't realistic in the slightest, but still looks badass, almost Matrix feeling. The biggest change, however, is the bullet time mechanic. Max can now move at normal speed whilst the world around him slows down. In the first game, everything was slowed, so it was almost like it was Max's superior instinct that allowed him to dodge bullets, whereas now, it's more of a kind of superpower, almost of the likes of Superhot. This makes combat fast-paced and entertaining, especially when everyone is dead before Max's bullet casings even hit the ground. The new bullet time system makes Max Payne 2 the somewhat black sheep of the trilogy, because the third game would go ahead and bring back the original bullet time mechanic from the original game. The game feels almost like the Dark Souls 2 of the Max Payne series. It doesn't quite belong, but it's still welcome. Max Payne 2 also comes with a brand new physics engine, causing almost everything to be able to be moved when you shoot it, including enemies. Some of the ragdoll physics are outright badass, yet hilarious. Reason being is if you kill an enemy without bullet time active, the physics look more realistic and almost GTA 4-like. But if you kill enemies while it's engaged, the physics just go mental. I mean, you can literally blast a corpse into the sky with an assault rifle and still have time to reload to keep it going. Now, art style wise, it's quite similar to the first game. The comic book style cutscenes make a return. However, this time, it seems that Remedy Entertainment hired actual actors to sit in for these scenes, which as much as I loved Sam Lake's performance in the original, this was a welcome change. It gives the game a higher sense of quality compared to the first. The voice acting is still top-notch, and James McCaffrey's performance as Max is second to none, as well as Mona Sachs and Alfred Woden.
This is love. When someone, no matter what the cost, shows you there is hope, a choice, that you can put down your gun.
See, I can't do it.
The soundtrack, however, was my favorite so far in the series, using a violin theme rather than the piano of the original. Overall, Max Payne 2 is a welcome sequel to the series and was a very ambitious title on all fronts. Whether it was the top-notch cutscenes, the voice acting, or the new physics, it was all done superbly for the time. I mean, these physics were implemented a whole year before Half-Life 2 even released, so you gotta give credit where credit is due. Anyways guys, I'd like to thank you for all the support on the channel recently, and thank you for watching another episode of the Forgotten series. Stay tuned for the next one.
Where the hell have you been? What took you so long? Where's the rest of you?
You're the reinforcements Vinny promised us, right?
Who else? Only it's just me. The cleaners got the rest.
God damn it, they're killing us like flies!
I guess one extra gun's better than nothing.